Awesome. You want to get us into the next show?
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about Jujutsu Kaisen episode 13 called the Red Scale, and basically this whole episode was Itadori versus Chozo, and that's it. We're just gonna get a whole episode of boxing.
In boxing, we got, and this is going to be a really tough episode to talk about because it is literally just a fight. And go watch it. It was fucking awesome. If you're not watching JJK, I don't know what you're doing, man.
I think honestly this fight was probably one of the better ones we've seen so far, right, of this season.
Yeah, I think like overall combat wise, this might be my favorite fight of the season. Like Gojo versus Toji was awesome, but it wasn't like this in the sense of how much hand to hand combat we actually got, you know?
In plus terms of equalness, I guess it was pretty equal, So with Gojo, like it's not equal, especially once he came back or whatever. So, um, but basically, we start this episode off with Itadori running into Inumaki, which for y'all that don't know is Salmon Senpai, is who I call him, and basically asking him to help with all the monsters wreaking havoc in Shibuya. And it was a little bit confusing for me since the last episode literally ended with Itadori running into Chozo. So like I was like, wait, what just happened? We got a little, walk back kinda, but it kind of cleared up. Salmon Senpai hits him with a don't move megaphone jutsu attack, which I really loved. I love it when I see Salmon Senpai on my screen. So but basically now, after the OP or whatever, Itadori actually runs into Chozo, and we're where we left off at last episode. And Chozo immediately goes bloodlust when he sees Itadori, and we get into some of his powers. He's got blood manipulation convergence, which is basically he pressurizes his blood in order to use it offensively. You got the piercing blood, and basically it's like when it's first shot out, the first when it's first shot out, it's actually faster than the speed of sound. And then he can just like swing it around like a laser, which is pretty, powerful. I thought pretty interesting too. What did you think about it?
I thought it was a badass technique. It is very overpowered, and it definitely we find out it does have some weaknesses though, but like it reminded me of something out of a video game, you know?
Yeah, and just the first initial shot, like when it's faster than the speed of sound, that's very dangerous. Um, we actually seen Itadori get take it through his left arm immediately. Before he could dodge. That's how fast it was. Itadori couldn't even dodge it. He's like a superhuman freak. So, but he was able to dodge all the lasers because they are slower. It seems like, and he ends up hitting Chozo with a good left. So we actually know that the arm is still functional somewhat, even though it's got a huge hole in it. And then we get into, Chozo asking Itadori, he's like, yo, did my brother say anything before they died? And Itadori's just like, no, but they was crying. And then Chozo just becomes unhinged. I don't know if I would have told him that if I was Itadori, but I don't think Itadori is very smart when it comes to things like that. So,
Well, I think it's kind of a respect thing. I mean, if somebody's family died, like you should let them know their last words, or in this case, that they were crying, you know?
yeah. I don't know, man. The dude wants to kill you, and you're just making it harder on yourself. So
He's gonna try and kill him anyways. It don't matter what he says.
But basically Chozo tries to build up another convergence, but Itadori reacts fast and knocks it away. So, and then they just begin a fast paced back and forth with basically Chozo just keeping Itadori on the defensive with his blood techniques. I think honestly Itadori would already be dead at this point if it wasn't for his like freak athleticism. So
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the dude is a freak when it comes to how fast he can move and things like that. So that's definitely saving his ass here. And I mean, like, if he wasn't in that situation, I don't think he would have been in the show, period. Like, I don't think the show would exist if he didn't have that ability, you know?
true. And this fight is a a big reflection of Itadori and why he is what he's become. So, um, but then we get back into it. Chozo finally is able to build up a convergence again because this is his main attack, and basically Itadori knows that he's got like a 50-50 shot of living if he dodges this just right. Um, so basically Itadori decides to jump in the air so that he can choose, when Chozo shoots at him, because, obviously the first shot is like speed of sound. So it's super fast. And he shoots at Itadori when he touches the ground. And basically Itadori manages to dodge because he knows when Chozo is going to shoot it. But it makes me wonder, why didn't Chozo shoot before he landed, or even when Itadori, was just like running around like a madman?
You want the answer?
Why?
Plot
Plot?
armor.
Yeah. I mean, you think that like a man of his caliber would be able to, time a, good, decent enough shot while he was in midair, while he couldn't move. So that
I
was
mean,
definitely really plot armor. You could see it from a mile away.
dude,
So
shit's a laser beam. All you got to do is
yeah.
shoot it under him and go zoink and lift it up. Like it'll go right through him.
Yeah, and Itadori, what's he gonna do? He's in midair, so like that was pretty stupid of Itadori, in my opinion. But like Dan said, plot armor, baby, number one defensive technique in
For
Shonen.
MCs. Yeah, so Itadori evades and starts making moves and getting closer to Chozo. And Chozo actually has another move that he uses called Supernova, where small like blood bombs start exploding around him and damaging him. And while that's happening, in an attempt to keep himself, he creates a blood knife and stabs Itadori in the foot so he can't move. But Itadori is able to react fast enough to not be fully immobilized. Chozo comes around, still shooting freaking blood laser beams left and right. And he actually is able to it's faster, so he's not as strong enough, but he does hit Itadori in the ribs with it. And after that, Mekamaru still has that little microphone in Itadori's pocket. And he chimes in saying, "Hey, I have an idea. It might work. It might be able to show a weakness in this." So he gives it like a 10% success rate, but hell, that's better than what Itadori's got going on right now.
Yeah,
So
Itadori's only been on the defensive so far, so
definitely. So he tells Itadori to run to a bathroom, and Chozo is like destroying the ceiling and the floor and all this, like all around. But Itadori makes it to the bathroom, and Chozo figures out he's planning something, but I got to be smart here. But then Mekamaru, his little microphone comes in and says, "You're a coward, just like your brothers," which sets him off, and he storms right in there. And Itadori has busted all the sprinklers, all the pipes in here, so it's raining. It is raining in this bathroom. And it turns out that Chozo's ability, once the blood has water in it, it doesn't have enough red blood cells to actually coagulate and create these like crazy ass things. So he can't use blood on the outside of his body anymore due to this water. So we get into a fair fight now. It is mano e mano, fist to fist, and we get some serious boxing. And it turns out that Chozo can still use this ability within his body, which makes this like basically gives him like armor. Like he's just got steel hands at this point.
yeah, it's kind of like he's got like hockey, honestly, armament hockey. So
It was kind of like hockey.
yeah, except we're in JJK, y'all, not One
Yeah.
Piece.
But this fight's crazy. Like it's tough to even explain it. Like you guys just got to go check it out. It is awesome. I mean, like Itadori's using like his environment around him. He's like throwing drains at Chozo, and they're just going at it. And it was fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, and then Itadori actually, for the first time in his fight, he actually starts gaining the upper hand, and then we find out that Chozo had been protecting a blood ball from Rada this whole time, and basically converging it, to its maximum power. And when it reached its max power, he shot at the Itadori. hitting him in the lower chest. Apparently it went right through his body, piercing his liver, which is a pretty vital part, I would say. And basically Itadori, while he's standing there trying to figure out what's going on, he's like, you know, I'm gonna die now. It's pretty clear that I'm, not gonna live this. He hit a pretty vital part. And he's like, I understand what my job is though. I have to clear this way for the other sorcerers because, I don't have to be the one who rescues Gojo. They can. I just got to make the route clear for them. Did you have any thoughts about that statement?
I thought it was really good for Itadori's character. I think he understands the situation he's in, and he knows that he's not going to be able to make a difference regardless in the condition he's in right now.
Yeah. And then we get into what Dan was talking about. Chozo's able to cover his body parts kind of with the blood, making it very hard, like a defensive. He actually used this on his arm, as we know. They begin another round with Itadori, pretty banged up already. The only thing keeping Itadori in this fight is basically just pure strength and athleticism. Still, even though, and just willpower, I think, at this point. And I think it's safe to say that Chozo is still keeping Itadori on the defensive as of right now. Plus he actually hits him in the eye with some, like, I guess, blood. So he's only got one eye open now as well. So everything's going against Itadori at this time. And then basically Chozo turns into the Wolverine. Kinda.
Dude, yeah. He had claws, dude. That shit was nuts.
He makes himself blood claws in order to attack Itadori. And Itadori kind of fakes him out with a right and hits him with a strong final left because he was like, I haven't attacked with this left hand in so long, I'll be able to fake him and, hit him with the left. And he puts all he has into it. He calls it a strong final left, hit. And while they're attacking, they trade, and Chozo actually takes like a chunk off of Itadori's right shoulder, and and sends him flying into the wall, and where he slumps. And turns out Chozo actually used blood to strengthen his rib area, right before Itadori hit him, and it saved his life. And like I said, Itadori is slumped against the wall, but he's still breathing. And Chozo walks over to him and basically just tells him, when you get to the afterlife, you need to apologize to my brothers. And then we see him going to strike the killing blow. And then it fades to black. And what do we see, Dan?
We see Sukuna come into focus, and he's just like, pulls out the straight Madara line. He's like, weakness disgusts me. I can't believe you lost to this scrub.
This clown, bro.
But so we go back to Chozo, who apparently missed the punch he was going to finish Itadori off with. And he's like staggering on, making choking noises. And one of the things they talked about is when you use this convergence inside of your body, there's a chance of thrombosis kicking in, which is essentially like your blood coagulates inside of you and you die. So I think Chozo took it a little too far trying to win this fight and basically fucked himself.
Yeah, at the time, I actually thought it was thrombosis, but we actually learned it is something else. So
yeah, it was crazy. So like apparently his mind started getting flooded with fake memories, and like it was like him and his brother sitting around a table in the middle of like a forest almost, and like Itadori was there, like feeding his brother, who is like that creepy looking like demon curse looking thing, and then even like feeding spaghetti to Chozo. It was fucking weird, but like I don't know, like it was just so bizarre. So I'm curious to see how and why that happened.
yeah, basically they portrayed Itadori as his brother, one of his brothers in these memories, and I guess that's why he wasn't able to land the killing blow on Itadori. And then he kind of just like stumbles off while holding his head and all that good stuff. And Did you see like the elevator doors closing as he was walking away?
Yeah, so the elevator doors were closing, and I don't know if that was somebody else or if this was like a Sukuna ability because we saw Sukuna right before then. So like maybe Sukuna did this. I don't know because if Sukuna's vessel dies, he's fucked, right? Well, until
Yeah.
somebody else eats a finger, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know who it could have. Like with the elevator doors closing, it makes you think that somebody else interfered and saved Itadori. I just don't know who that would be. And then after all this happens, the end scenes, the endings rose. But after the ending, they come back with more. And actually, two girls find Itadori and say, "Let's get this started." And they're talking about if he's alive or not, and they confirmed that he's still alive. But like, what are they doing? Like, who are they? What are they doing? They
Oh, you
good,
didn't
bad?
recognize them?
No.
Those are the two little girls that Ghetto saved from that village.
Well, no, that I thought the two people that he saved was a girl and a boy.
No, it was two girls.
Oh, it
And they
was?
were they were in I don't remember if it was the episode before or after, and
Yeah.
they basically were talking to whoever the fuck Ghetto is now. I can't remember his name because I haven't even said it yet, but spoilers, thanks internet. And they talked about it and like I think they're pissed at whoever took over Ghetto's body, so maybe they're gonna help Itadori. That's what I'm thinking.
So I thought that might be them, but then for some reason I was thinking that one of them was actually a boy, and it's very easy to tell that both of them was girls. So that kind of threw me off. So
No, it's definitely not a boy because we see those two girls
yeah,
in JJK Zero, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so it's
and
those two.
okay.
I
So I
think
mean,
not.
I guess that's good though, right? That Itadori gets swapped up by them because they want to kill Mr. Brain Man, so it's in Ghetto's body. So
Yeah, so I'm excited to see where that goes. I mean, that's a huge plot twist if they join the side of, the sorcerers instead of the curses. So I'd be interested to see that.
yeah, I mean, I think they just want revenge. Honestly, I think they
I
want.
can't blame them.
So yeah.